getting a big name here.
Well, here's the biggest name. Now, again, this is just rumor. I do not have it confirmed.
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the reigning Arnold champion and the former Miss Olympia, Lunsford. Because if that rumor is actually true, this changes the entire scope of this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro. So Bob Chicarello in the latest episode of the Olympia TV, he brought up Derek's name as a potential name entering into this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro.
Getting a big name here.
Well, here's the biggest name. Now, again, this is just rumor. I do not have it confirmed, but I'm hearing a whole lot of buzz out there that Derek Lunsford himself is throwing his hat into Pittsburgh, and that's going to ruffle a whole bunch of feathers. I'm hearing Regan Grimes is in there. I'm hearing Crezo is possibly in there.
And remember, this isn't the first time we have heard this rumor. So previously, when Chris Cormier was in Derek's camp for a while, he also confirmed that Derek wants to do the Pittsburgh Pro. Now obviously that statement was made before Derek won this past Arnold and $500,000, in fact more than $500,000, because Derek also won the Best Poser award. So he has got the financial side of things covered. So Derek hasn't really posted much after winning this past Arnold on social media, on his YouTube or anywhere, but this recent story by him, that is gonna spread like wildfire.
Is Derek Lunsford doing Pittsburgh Pro?
So is it gonna be a risk for Derek to do another show? Well, if only him and his coach, Goodvito, feel like he has been dieting for way too long and his body will start to wear off if he keeps on pushing. Because the thing is, if Derek decides to do this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro and he shows up looking anything close to this past Arnold, it doesn't matter how big Nick Walker is or how Reb Martin is, that is gonna be Derek's show all day long. Because what we just saw from Derek at this past Arnold, that was truly sensational. So the winner of this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro, that is also gonna have a big payday. But Derek will have to weigh the pros and cons whether or not to do this show. The question is, does he call it a day and just starts his off season and just aims to get that Olympia title back in October? Because the prize money there, that is gonna be $600,000. Or will he continue to compete and dominate another show in 7 weeks time? Now personally I think he's gonna focus on the Olympia, because not a single person out there, especially now, doubts Derek's ability to improve his quads and also his ability to win the Olympia. And the bigger Derek's quads get, the more dangerous he becomes. And no one is gonna dare count him out for the upcoming Miss Olympia in October. Guys, Hostile just launched some new signature and Dark Knight hoodies and new range of colors in their iconic Shield tee. So do check them out and use the code FAZI10 to get 10% extra discount. Another day, another sneak peek from Goodvito, who is now under 2.5 weeks out of his next show, which by the way is gonna be the Arnold Brazil. So looking at that backlash spread, one can clearly say that now there is just 1 week pose for Goodvito, and that is solely based on his physique from last year, and that is the back double biceps. The back lat spread for Goodvito, that is gonna be a really competitive pose, that too against anyone. Just take a look at the depth of those hamstrings. Goodvito is so motivated and very fresh after he took that 1 year off, and we can only speculate how much bigger he's gonna be this time around after he pushed his weight up to 300 pounds in this past off season. But at the same time, he kept things pretty tight and he had a very decent body composition. Now Goodvito had a lot of wow factor to his physique even as a rookie. The big sweeping quads with that small waist and big arms. And I have got to say, the man is just way too dominant in some shots, like the front double biceps and the most muscular. And the main thing Vito was missing last year, that was a certain level of muscularity and density in some areas. And he's gonna be definitely improved in that aspect. So Goodvito, I believe, is just 27 years old. And to have a physique like that at such a young age, that is so rare and that is truly phenomenal. Now he clearly is the favorite to win this upcoming Arnold Brazil next month. But more important than that, I for one cannot wait to see him step on the stage at this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro. That is the one where we are gonna get to see the most insane comparisons. And you better believe that Goodvito is gonna be absolutely shredded and ripped to the bone and he's gonna be very comparable, even against those top guys. He was in that world-class condition even last year, and in both the shows that he did, the Arnold Brazil as well as Detroit Pro, which also means one thing: he has that type of body which gets better and better the longer he diets, and he can peak from one show to the next one. So Goodvito's return to the stage, that is still one of the most anticipated one for this upcoming season. Next up, we have an update from Regan Grimes, who we all know is getting ready for the mighty New York Pro, which is happening just 1 week after the Pittsburgh Pro. And one thing that is really different about his prep this time with Stefan is that even at 8 weeks out, it seems like Regan has been eating plenty of food and is still maintaining a lot of size. The man is still eating 7 meals a day, and this clip is taken from his most recent YouTube video, and I think it is time people stop disregarding Regan as a pro bodybuilder of top level.
Remember, I'm having 7 meals a day, so 2 is potatoes. I have yet to add the sweet potatoes. We're gonna add them in this week.
So he has been locked in for this prep for quite some time now, and we saw a different kind of mindset from Regan this time around, even when he was deep in the off season. And we also saw that change in his mindset after he started this prep, because Regan was confident enough to call out a guy like the Mutant. Now, whether that was the right call or not, that is another debate. But it did show us his mindset. Now Stefan feeding Regan more food than he has ever eaten at this point during any of his previous preps. That can be a really good strategy, in a way that he is trying desperately hard to make sure that Regan maintains a large percentage of that size that he put on during this past off season, and he holds on to all that mass as he gets closer and closer to the show, as he diets down. Because the last time when Regan got into the best condition of his life, that was at the Olympia back in 2023. He was eating less than 1800 calories, and that was visible on his physique as well, as he did lose a lot of his wow factor. So I believe the best of Regan is loading for this upcoming New York Pro, and this is the year when Regan will finally show his true potential. But do let me know what you guys think. Next up, we have an update from our reigning Miss Olympia, Samson Dauda. So get used to this spot for the upcoming check-ins from the champ, since this is the spot where Samson might take all of his future physique updates, as the man is working on setting up his own gym. Now let's talk about Samson's current physique. So this is a guy who has hardly been training since the Arnold this year, as this is his off time, and he hasn't been following any diet regime, and that too whatsoever, during this detox phase, because he gave himself a 3 weeks of total break from everything, from the entire bodybuilding lifestyle. And still, just take a look at the feathers as well as the separation on those quads from Samson. Now we have already said this so many times before, that Samson Dauda is a very gifted individual, in a sense that he holds on to all that size, all that mass, and a lot of his roundness, even when the man isn't even training, or when he's not running any super supplements, or any of the gear, or the PEDs. And this is gonna be a very long break before he starts his official off-season. Now Samson lost the Arnold because he left the door open, especially at the prejudging, and with the kind of physique that he has, if he can beat his conditioning, either from the Olympia last year, or from what we saw at the Arnold finals, he is still gonna be the favorite to repeat at the Olympia this year, because the man has just got too much size, and that is just a big advantage over all of his competition. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.